Thanks for checking out this edition of This Week in the World of Football, coming to you live from the fabulous World of Football Man Cave, located in the center of the football world, Kalamazoo, Michigan. The purpose of this podcast is to promote the game of football in all its many forms, past, present, and future. We hope to educate, inform, and entertain you with the glorious buffet that is the world of football, while also keeping a close eye on the rich history of the game. You can find the show after it's aired live on a multitude of podcasting platforms, as well as right here on YouTube along with past shows. If you want to connect with us, just find us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and Threads. Those links will be down in the episode description. Remember to comment, like, and share this video. If you have thoughts or comments during the show, drop them into the live chat and maybe you'll see your name on screen. If you have questions and they are deemed appropriate, they'll be answered at the end of the broadcast. So without further ado, let's kick off this week's show.
Hello again, everyone. You caught me with my glasses on. And this is episode number 432 for February 10th, 2026. This is our post-Super Bowl edition, and I'm your host, Randy Snow. On this week's show, the Seattle Seahawks are the Super Bowl 60 champions. The Pro Bowl games had the worst ratings ever, and FCS North Dakota State is joining the FBS Mountain West Conference. But I'm not here all by myself. Across the internet from me, in another part of Kalamazoo, is my son, Adam.
Hey, how you doing? I forgot to turn on my fancy lights here at the last second, so I was literally just scrambling. So, yeah, I'm good. Man, last show for a while. Going to take a nice break after today. Been looking forward to it all day. So, I don't know what else we could talk about, Randy. I mean, it's not like anything big happened over the weekend.
No. Yeah, we don't need to talk right now because we got so much to talk about. Let's just get right into it. Not only do we have this weekly podcast here that we've been doing for 8.5 years, but we also make YouTube videos. We currently have over 760 videos on our YouTube channel, with the newest ones being our NFL Picks Super Bowl edition from last week. We put up a YouTube short from the NFL Honors where they actually said our name, and I reposted something that I did a couple years ago, my poem, "'Twas the Night Before the Super Bowl," talking about what it's like to be a Lions fan watching another Super Bowl without Detroit in it. So that's what we've done lately. And as far as upcoming videos, we'll have some stuff as we start changing over to indoor and arena football. That's why I'm wearing my Detroit Drive t-shirt. I broke that out today. I got a whole new set of t-shirts I can start wearing over the next few months when we start talking indoor and arena football and CFL. So, gonna get a new wardrobe going. So not the same old stuff.
Yeah. Well, I real quick want to just shout out everybody in the chat. Thanks for swinging by. We got Dale. Dale, how's it going? He says it's 32 degrees as he types out there. It was like 40 something when I got to work today. So I mean, snow's melting. I saw grass for the first time today. It was awesome.
Yeah, we do. We got a little patch of grass by one of the trees.
Yeah. And then also in the chat today, hey, joining us, Viking Wax Press. What's up, Royce? We got Scott, AFL Slasher in the chat. What's up, my man? And then we got AF1 fan 2004. I always want to say 2024. They got more AF1 gear for their birthday, including a Beaumont Renegades, Washington Wolfpack, and Kentucky Barrel shirt. In fact, he's wearing his Beaumont Renegade shirt today. Very nice. Awesome. Way to rep the league. And Dave says, hello, Randy and Adam. Well, hello, Dave. How's it going?
Hey, everybody. All right, let's get right into this. We're going to begin our weekly tour around the world of football, and we're going to start off with a little old game that was played over the weekend, the Super Bowl. And you want to start with this?
I mean, I don't know what I'll leave it up to you. It's one game. You watched it. I watched it. Yeah. We could give a little recap, and then you can give your thoughts on the game because we haven't talked about it. We talked on the phone, but we didn't talk about this game.
Yeah,
we didn't get together like we thought we would for the Super Bowl party because I was getting over an illness. My stepdaughter was getting over an illness, so we were just like played it safe, did our own thing. So let's recap.
Just to get the quick recap out of the way. Seahawks over the Patriots, 29-13, was 9-0 in favor of Seattle at halftime. 3 field goals, yawn and snore. 12-0 after 3 quarters, another field goal. I was half asleep. The fourth quarter was a little bit better, but still, you knew after 3 quarters that Seattle was going to win this game. There's no doubt about that. Anyway, this is the second Super Bowl for Seattle, and they've actually played in 3, but they've now won two Super Bowls. MVP of the game, Seattle running back Kenneth Walker III, who comes from Michigan State University, right up the road a little ways from us here. Let's see. The attendance for the game was 70,823. I heard him announce that during the show. And wide receiver Cooper Kupp wins his second Super Bowl. He won one with the Rams a few years ago, so now he is a 2-time Super Bowl wide receiver. Good for him. He was fantastic in that game a couple years ago with LA, and he had some good catches in this one too. Let's see what else. The Patriots featured linebacker Robert Spillane from Western Michigan University right here in Kalamazoo. He played at Western from 2014 to 2017 and signed as a free agent. He was with the Titans in 2018, the Steelers from 2019 to 2022. He's with the Las Vegas Raiders from 23 and 24, and this was his first year with the Patriots. So congratulations on at least making it to a Super Bowl, Mr. Spillane. Too bad you didn't win, but we've got a few members of the Western Michigan Broncos football team that have gone on to win Super Bowls. Sky Moore with Kansas City, Greg Jennings with the Packers. So, yeah, we've got some Super Bowl winners from Western Michigan. That's always cool. Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, before we get to the halftime show, which I'm sure is what everybody wants to talk about for some reason. Look, I thought this was like Scott says in the chat. He says he's not a huge fan of defensive games, but they played hard and he thought it was a good game. I thought it was it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. I definitely thought Seattle would win. It was way more defensive than I thought. Both defenses played stellar. Yeah. Give New England some credit. They played really tough to hold Seattle to 5 field goals. I mean, it's pretty tough. And I mean, Seattle only got in the end zone once on offense. The other one was the interception return for a touchdown, which is pretty crazy. And no team's ever lost a Super Bowl that's gotten an interception return for a touchdown, which was a crazy stat in and of itself. I don't know. It was a fairly boring game. It's not like it wasn't super flashy. I think it would have been similar if it would have been the Rams in there. I don't know. It was clearly Seattle's game to lose. I think Seattle just matched up really well against New England and dominated in most of the phases of the game. But like I said, give Seattle some credit because Seattle's defense played really great at times. Yeah. That defensive back, I can't remember his name, number 0 for the Patriots, made a lot of plays. There were a few times where he like swatted the ball out midair, and I was like, oh, this dude is all over the field. He was absolutely stellar. Yeah. So there's good stuff on both sides. It's not going to go down as a top, I won't say the worst Super Bowl I've ever seen, but it's definitely nowhere near the top half of good Super Bowls. So it is what it is. Seattle deserved the win. They got it. And as far as the MVP, Slash also thought that there was no chance they would give Walker the MVP, but he totally deserved it. He played his tail off. I was back and forth. I really did think that the kicker should have got it. I know Aaron put money down on the kicker to win the MVP. I mean, you kick 5 field goals, make that record in the Super Bowl. You'd think maybe you'd lean that way. I guess I'm partial to giving kickers MVP after my stance on giving Henry Nell MVP in the AF1 last year, but I digress. I thought he deserved it, but I mean, the argument is there to be made that Walker pretty much set up those field goals. He had a couple big runs. He was really the big standout playmaker for both teams. So well deserved. First time a running back got it since Terrell Davis in '98.
Something like that. Yeah, and he had a touchdown call back too. Walker did. Yeah, he did. That would have really cemented him if they would have let that stand. But he played great, 160 yards rushing or something like that. So good for him. Cool that he came from Michigan State, or at least that's where he got his big recognition from. I think he transferred from somewhere. Yeah, he started out at Wake Forest, and then
that's right. Yep.
Last year or two at Michigan State.
Yep. David in the chat says, as a lifelong Western New Yorker, it's always a great day when the Patriots lose. So, Slash also points out Walker had almost as many yards as the rest of the team. Yeah, he was really carrying them. So, I think well deserved in the end. I think an argument could have been made for the kicker, but Walker deserved it. Dale says it wasn't as boring because I was with friends. It wasn't the best Super Bowl, but it wasn't the worst either. And that That right there. Look, I can respect a defensive battle. There were times where I was like, dang, both these teams are, just chess matching each other and doing a really good job of it. I mean, it makes for a kind of a boring product, but if you're there for that though, I mean, it delivered on the defensive side. I just thought it was going to be a little more fireworks because when Drake May was letting it loose, I was expecting that all game. When Drake May threw a couple of really good passes downfield and they scored their first touchdown, I thought, where was this all game? But whatever.
Yeah.
Another Super Bowl is come and gone, Randy.
Yeah. Like you said, both defenses played out of their minds. They were really incredible, both defenses, and I hated it. I hated every minute of this. It was the most boring game I've ever watched. This is one of the games. I mean, I haven't felt this way in a long time after Super Bowl. Where was all the offense that these two teams were putting up all year long, and all of a sudden they get to the Super Bowl and the defense is dominated. I hate defensive battles. I'm sorry. I get so bored watching it, and I was absolutely bored out of my skull watching this game.
Well, that's why indoor and arena football is your cup of tea, Randy, because it's all offense.
Right. First team to 70 points wins. So that's why I'm ready for indoor and arena football. Let's go. Let's see some.
I know, but I mean, we'll get to that, Randy. We got time, but what do you want to move on? Do you want to talk about the halftime show now?
Let's just move right on to the halftime show. Bad Bunny was there. Lady Gaga, that was a surprise, and I didn't even know who that third guy was when he started singing because they didn't put his name up, but it's Ricky Martin. I found that out this morning, but biggest halftime set I have ever seen. It took up pretty much the whole field, this big maze of palm trees and all this other stuff. And, to see pictures of it from like somebody took a picture from the stands to see just how big this whole thing was. It was very elaborate. It was a spectacle. I mean, I'm not kidding. This was a spectacle that they'll be talking about for years. I didn't like the fact that I couldn't understand anything they were saying. In fact, I went so far as to turn on the closed captioning on my TV, thinking that maybe they translate it for me. No, they just showed me in Spanish what he was saying in Spanish. So I was out of luck. But no, it was very visual. It was a lot of fun, a lot of high energy. Like I said, I didn't know what he was talking about, but it was a spectacle to see, and it was I couldn't believe it. It was really, really something else.
I'm not saying I expected you to hate it. I definitely figured you'd say though I couldn't understand what he was saying, which guess what, Randy? I couldn't either. I think my feelings are encapsulated exactly by what JJ Watt, former NFL player, posted. He said, "Did I understand a single word of it? I did not. Was it a vibe? It was." It perfectly encapsulated how I felt about this halftime show. Like, I'm not a big fan of Bad Bunny's music. It's okay, but it gets you, moving a little bit. I can't understand a darn word, but I'm like, all right, I feel it. And I thought it was great. The set. Okay, so from the get go, even my wife, we had both admit like he didn't sound the greatest. Like she's like, I'm not really crazy about the talkie singing. And even though it's in another language, even then it was like, okay, whatever. But then we appreciated the set design. All that stuff was awesome. All the people that wore the stalks of, what was it, sugar cane or whatever that was supposed to be? Yeah. Like, it was people. I didn't realize it was people until I saw them walking out.
Well, I didn't see it until today. I think I was watching, they had a lot of people talking about the whole Super Bowl thing. And I didn't realize that there was actually people standing. And so they just had to find their mark and stand there still and not show their faces through the grass and all that. Incredible. But I guess that's the only way you could move that kind of stuff in and out in a timely manner. So whoever designed this thing did a hell of a job.
They did to have like the little barrio in there. They had vending machines. Yes. They had somebody actually got married in there, Randy. And then Slasher pointed out, where's that one at? Pedro Pascal and Jessica Alba were in there. If you it was like blinking, you miss them.
I saw really Pedro Pascal. I didn't see Jessica Alba, but I did.
That dude is everywhere. Pedro just can't not do anything.
Well, he's famous for a character that doesn't show his face, so he's got to get his face out there every once in a while.
Oh, that's what it is. No, Pedro Pascal is one of the most charming human beings on the planet, but that's another podcast for another day.
I like Grogu myself.
Look, I'm not going to go out and say this was the greatest halftime show of all time. Look, but the numbers don't lie. 130-something, 140-something million viewers. I think the numbers keep changing every time I look, but absolutely stunning. When I made that video a year ago about my 5 people I thought could do the halftime show this year, Bad Bunny was the second one on the list. I think it was Metallica, Bad Bunny, Miley. I had one other person I can't remember at the top of my head, and then Weird Al. Were my 5. And Bad Bunny, this is exactly what the NFL gets him. I know all the outrage of, oh, he's not an American. What's he doing? We've had Brits do it. Get out of here. And Puerto Rico is in the United States, so he's an American citizen. So whatever. What I thought was cool, and I heard somebody say this, that it was a moment watching this halftime show was like the first time they were like in a while that they were proud of like being in America. Like this was a showcase for a group in our country it's just a different group within our country that just has this great colorful history and this great colorful lifestyle, and it's awesome. And that's what makes America awesome, is that like we're built upon all these different subcultures and ethnicities, and it was really a spectacle to behold. I thought it was really cool in that aspect. If you didn't like the music, you didn't like the music. It is what it is. They had alternative programming for you elsewhere. More power to you if that's how you felt. But I thought in terms of spectacle, this delivered. And I admit I even went onto Apple Music the next day, Randy, and I listened to a little bit of his playlist. I still didn't understand a word, but like I said, the music gets me moving. I appreciate the music. And the Lady Gaga said, me, I love some Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga is like one of my favorite artists on the planet, and she rocked it when she was out there. I thought Ricky Martin was also great. It was a good halftime show, guys. Like, I don't get what all the hate's about. It had a great message at the end of it. So yeah. I just thought he looked a little silly with his suit looked like he had shoulder pads on. He looked like, you remember the TV show Doug, Dad?
Yes.
And he had the dream sequence where they sang the song Big, and him and his best friend had the big sticking coats, kind of like, was it not Devo? Who was it that had the big
talking heads?
Talking Heads. There we go. That's the vibes it gave me.
Well, this is the second time that Lady Gaga has been in a halftime show. I mean, she was the star a few years ago, and now she's back for another sequel in that. But it kind of perturbed me a little bit that I couldn't understand anything. I thought maybe some of it would be in English, but nothing was. But you know what? I used to enjoy watching Sabato Gigante on the whatever that network is, and so I'm used to it.
And Scott agrees. Weird Al needs to happen. I'm telling you, Weird Al would be one of the greatest halftime shows of all time. Absolutely. I saw that. Okay, speaking of Weird Al, real quick, did you see that he did a cover over the weekend of Rage Against the Machine's? One of their big hits, like word for word. It wasn't a parody of a Rage Against the Machine song. He went full out like Rage Against the Machine, and it was awesome.
Oh no,
I think it's Bulls on Parade is what it was. Oh yeah, go look it up.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah,
I love Weird Al.
Love Weird Al.
He's a national treasure.
He
who is tired of Weird Al is tired of life.
I took you kids to see him when he came to Kalamazoo many years ago. So we sat up in the mezzanine and had a great time. Walked right past some of his band. The guys in his band were outside smoking a cigarette before the show, and we walked right past them. I recognized. I didn't say nothing, but I knew that's who they were. All right, you want to talk about Super Bowl commercials?
Let's talk about it, Randy. I don't have a graphic for it, but let's talk about some of them.
Yeah, I wrote down some of the ones that I really liked.
Okay.
For the most part, again, boring, not so good. Nothing new. But there were a few that I thought were really, really good. I think this year the cost to get a Super Bowl commercial on was $8 to $10 million, somewhere in that range. I think, man. I think my favorite one of the whole evening was the Goodwill Dunkin' commercial, where all those people from old TV shows came, and they were in a Dunkin' Donut store or something like that. Ben Affleck and God, who was there? Ted Danson from Cheers, and what's her face from Friends? A couple of people from Friends were on there.
Aniston and
yeah. It was like a who's who, and that to me is a Super Bowl commercial. You get all these people to come on for just a few seconds, and you go, "Oh my God, that's what? Look, that is a Super Bowl commercial." So to me, that was the best one of the evening. What did you think was the best one of the evening?
I didn't really have a favorite, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I thought they were pretty subpar this year for the most part. That's just me.
Yep.
But the ones that gave me the shock value ones that made me go like, what? Like that I had to audibly like stop and look at my wife and be like, did they just go there? It was one of those AI commercials where it's like they're asking the AI questions and all of a sudden you get an ad in the middle of the response. And the first one was like dating advice, and all of a sudden it was like, go look for olderwomen.com, like something like that. It's just like, wait, what? Like it was total shock value. I forget what software it was. But then you know me, I guess my favorite I like the movie trailers. So like the little Minions teaser they had, it wasn't the actual Minions trailer, but of just the one Minion just kind of running up from nowhere, just that made me giggle. The I guess the Pepsi polar bear ones maybe is up there. But
yeah.
In the Jurassic Park one, that one was okay, I guess.
Oh yeah, I had that on my list. The Mandalorian and Grogu, they did that commercial where they were like driving a stagecoach with a bunch of
like the
tauntauns.
Budweiser Clydesdales. I thought it was clever and fun, but I get where a lot of people are criticizing them for that because it's like, this is your big stage and you're not going to give us a trailer for this movie that's coming out soon. Like, but whatever. I thought it was a cute little commercial. Everybody loves Grogu.
Is that coming out in theaters?
Oh yeah, that's coming out in like May.
Oh, okay. And then I thought it was going to be streaming, but I guess it is in theaters.
No. Yep, that'll be in theaters. The only other movie trailer that I really did like that came out was the Project Hail Mary trailer. I read that book. That book is awesome, and I think the movie's going to be incredible. And the trailer lived up to it. That was the best trailer of Super Bowl Sunday, I think. So,
yeah, well, here's some.
Go through your list.
Yeah, I'm just going to go through the ones that I really liked. The first one of the evening that caught my attention was that Frito-Lay's potato chips commercial where the farmer was retiring and he was turning over the farm to his daughter. That was pretty. That tugged right here. That was a good one. Like you said, the Budweiser Freebird commercial, the Clydesdale and an eagle being friends or whatever. The polar bear Pepsi commercial. Uber Eats. This one, I laughed so hard at this one. You've seen all these Uber Eats commercials, but when they're standing outside the Hall of Fame and he goes, "The Hall of Fame is a juicer," and he holds up a juicer, and I never put those two things together, but he's absolutely right. The Hall of Fame is a juicer. Matthew McConaughey and Bradley Cooper. That was really good, just for that one line.
I love me some Matthew McConaughey. He's like one of my favorite actors. He's so funny when he gets to do that. And that might be my favorite ad because when he did the juicer bit, I was dying. I thought that was great.
Oh, God, that was so good. There was one for relaxitsabloodtest.com, and this is they're talking about prostate cancer, and you can get a blood test instead of going through the invasive prostate exam, and relax your tight end. So they had all these tight ends like Gronk.
That was good.
And Andy Reid was in it, and they're all talking about relax your tight end, and then shows all these butts relaxing. That was, I don't know if I was offended or it's just so strange. It totally caught me off guard. It was something else. And like you said,
that was pretty funny.
And the Xfinity Jurassic Park commercial that you already mentioned, that was pretty good.
Yeah,
bringing back all the old actors from that. I don't know if that was CGI or what, or if it was AI. Because
I think they brought him on, and then I think they de-aged him.
Okay,
kind of like the Duncan's bit, but
right. But yeah, that's all the commercials I wrote down, and the rest were just whatever.
Right? Yeah, Slasher disappointed that there were no Marvel trailers. Yeah, I thought for sure there would be a Spider-Man because they got the Spider-Man movie coming out this summer, or a Avengers trailer because that one doesn't come out the next December. So I could get not spending your $8 million, $10 million on your marketing budget now. I get it, but like I thought for sure Spider-Man would at least. Supergirl got a little bit of a trailer, but that was more during the Puppy Bowl kind of thing, and we'll talk about the Puppy Bowl later. Yep. But yeah, not as many big movie trailers as I thought would drop. The new Steven Spielberg movie had its trailer. That Disclosure Day?
Yeah, I didn't even see
Aliens
that.
River Alley.
Yeah,
but Sea Dog says he wants to drop in and say hi. Dale says I do like the Clydesdales. They go back when I was a kid.
And
that was gross. I know it's a serious issue, but it was gross. Probably talk about the tight ends commercial.
Yeah.
All right. So enough about the commercials. Enough about all that.
Yep.
We're not done talking NFL yet, though. What's next?
Right. NFL news items. The Pro Bowl games drew an average of just 2 million viewers this year, which is down 57% from last year. And they posted some of the numbers over the last few years. In 2022, they had their lowest numbers at that time, which was 6.7 million viewers, lowest in 16 years. And then in 2023, it got worse, 6.3 million. 2024, 5.8 million viewers. 2025, 4.7 million viewers. And in 2026, 2 million viewers. They better watch your video about doing away with the, it's time to kill the Pro Bowl games because nobody cares with this crap that they're putting out.
Yeah, we tried to watch. So we watched that Thursday night. I thought they were supposed to do like all the fun stuff that night, but it was just a flag football game, and my wife was really disappointed. So,
yeah. I read a couple of these articles, and in one it makes it sound like these were just the ratings for the flag football game itself, and then other articles made it sound like it was the whole games thing. So I'm not sure which it was, just the game or the whole 2 or 3 days of everything.
Did they do the other stuff? I don't even know if they did the other stuff. Like, I was looking forward to seeing the quarterback challenge. I was so lost amongst all of it. That's why I'm done. I'm done with the Pro Bowl. Yeah. It's dead to me.
Yep. Don't care what else they did. I did not watch any of it. Saw a few highlights on some shows, but could care less. Terrible stuff. Let's see. The logo for Super Bowl 61 has been unveiled. Oh, yeah. It looks almost exactly like the Super Bowl 60 logo. It's I hate the logos these days. They're just so
I don't know. I like this one more than this past year's. It's at least it's a wave, and it's kind of cool. I like the font. I miss the high point of Super Bowl logos, which is like the mid 90s. Yeah, they were kind of creative, and now they're so corporate looking, and I don't know, not as imaginative, but at least this, I can get behind this. I think this looks a heck of a lot better than the last Super Bowl logo. So
I don't even like the colors. It's ugly. I'm sorry.
Well, if you're one of those people that believes in the colors are predicting who's going to be in the Super Bowl, I mean, if you're a Dolphins fan and if you're a Bears fan, you're probably happy, or even a Cleveland Browns fan, you might be
Browns.
happy.
Yeah, Browns maybe. Yeah, somebody said that the colors made you think that Detroit was going to be in it, and I'm looking at that going, what in the world would make you think that Detroit's got anything to do with this wave in the sunset?
I've seen there are a couple of those floating around where like it wasn't this logo, the official one now. There was something else floating around a couple of days ago that was like, oh, this is the logo, and it was blue and yellow or something. So it was like it's the Lions, because I sent it to Aaron, but it wasn't even the real logo, so it is what it is. And then also, do you notice or realize that next year's Super Bowl falls on Valentine's Day, Randy?
Oh yeah, I did see the date. It didn't register with me, but yeah.
It's just, now I gotta really kiss my wife's butt. Hey, honey, happy Valentine's Day, and it's the Super Bowl.
Well, you better go to lunch early so that you can fit in the bowl game at the end of the of the night. Let's see what else we got in NFL news here. Oh yeah, one more thing. I hate this logo, but if Detroit wins that Super Bowl next year, I'll be buying that thing, anything that's on it.
Oh, of course. It doesn't matter the Super Bowl logo if it looks good or if it looks terrible. Right. We're gonna buy every single thing up if your team's in it.
Absolutely.
You're gonna love that logo after a while.
Well, right now I can't stand it. All right, let's see. The Pro Football Hall of Fame is going to be changing the voting process after the outrage over Bill Belichick not being selected this year. The 50-member committee will begin meeting in person once again. See, I didn't even know any of this was going on. They have been meeting virtually since the COVID-19 pandemic of 2019. Voting will also take place closer to the NFL Honors Show to help prevent leaks of the voting results. And that makes sense, because I couldn't believe all these leaks, who's getting in, Eli Manning didn't make it. Bill Belichick didn't make it. All this stuff was coming out before, and you never heard a word in years past until that night of who actually got in. So, but I did not know that they were voting virtually for the last several years. So that was a new one on me.
I mean, they need to just pull a full Catholic Church conclave situation. Lock all these dudes in a room, and none of them get to come out until the white smoke comes out of the top of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. announcing the 6 or whatever people that are going to be inducted. That's how it should be. So,
well, one of the stories that I heard.
Slasher says we need to get David Baker on here, Randy.
Yeah. One of the stories that I heard people talking about on the radio or TV this week was the fact that because one of the guys was at the end of his eligibility, they felt like they had to vote him in rather than somebody else. And but we'll talk about that more in a moment here. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Big news. There was another game that day, and it was much more exciting, and that was Puppy Bowl 22. There was a dog named Dan Campbell who was from Kalamazoo, Michigan, one of the Southwest Michigan animal shelters here in town. They got one of their dogs in the game, and that's him right there. He actually scored a touchdown at the end of the first quarter and tied up the score 14-14 at that point. There was also another dog named Mutt Snifford. I guess that's supposed to be Matt Stafford, but it was Mutt Snifford. They were coached by Andy Reed Triever and Mike Mutt Daniels. The final score of the game, Team Fluff defeated Team Rough 72-69. Now that's a game, folks. That is a game with tons of scoring. No defense, just scoring.
This was arena football being played in the Puppy Bowl there.
And this was the second year in a row that Team Fluff has won the Lombardi Trophy. So that's our connection to the Puppy Bowl this year.
And Slasher pointing out that the Puppy Bowl had 3 times the viewers compared to that other halftime show. So,
well, this was a pregame, so this was all before the game. But as soon as it was over, they just started it over again on Animal Planet. So it was running all evening long. I enjoy it.
My wife and I like watching it. We watched it last year a little bit, and obviously my stepdaughter likes it. I couldn't bring myself to watch it this year, especially after finding out that one of the dogs had already passed away. The one that was in the wheels. Had the wheels.
Really? Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah, they pre-record this stuff months in advance. So 3 months ago, that dog had passed away. So really sad. It really bummed me out when I saw that story floating around yesterday. I was like, "What? Oh, no, I really don't want to watch the Puppy Bowl because I'll just be sad."
Yeah, I hadn't even heard that, but yeah, he was within somewhere in the first quarter. They brought him in his little wheelchair, and they had a nice little story about him.
Oh, he's so cute. Oh, but yeah, he passed away because of pneumonia.
Yeah, and then towards the end, there was a dog that was actually blind, and they brought him out too for a minute or whatever. But I've always enjoyed the Puppy Bowl.
It's fantastic. I mean, I hate that it was recorded months in advance because then you get that story, which is really sad. But we were watching like the starting lineup video a few nights ago before the Puppy Bowl, and it's so cute. All the dogs, my wife does that thing where it's like, "Oh, look at that dog! It's so cute." Oh my God, it's only got 3 legs. Oh, it's so cute. That was pretty much.
Yeah. Yep. There was a 3-legged dog too.
So,
all right, let's move on from this. Let's talk about the NFL Honors, which was hosted by John Hamm. Did you watch much of this?
I watched his opening monologue, and we watched up until I think Comeback Player of the Year. Then I turned it off because I was upset that 2 of our Lions got snubbed during these awards. Randy,
tell me about it. Well, the last thing of the night, no, it wasn't the last thing of the night. It was, they announced the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2026. You've got Drew Brees. I'm sorry.
You said NFL Honors, and then I thought this is what we were talking about. Now I got to pull up the other graphic.
Oh, I told you I moved this to the front because you told me I didn't put it in there.
There we go.
Okay.
We're good.
All right. Your 2026 Hall of Fame class, Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, Adam Vinatieri, kicker, and Roger Craig. Roger Craig is the one, the San Francisco running back, I guess he was. He was running out of eligibility, so they felt like they had to vote him in now and that's why Bill Belichick didn't get in. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not privy to everything that goes on behind the scenes, but why is there a limit on when you can get in? There should be no limit. That makes no sense to me at all.
I don't get that. That's one of the things that they need to change in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I think that's silly. If a guy was always good enough to get in at some point, then he should never lose eligibility. Yeah. Like, that just seems silly to me.
Yeah. The thing I don't like about this class is that they're all relatively new people. I mean, I've seen all these people play. I like the old days where they would come up with a guy that you've never heard of before, and it makes you look him up and look up his film, and you go to the Hall of Fame and you see him on there, and you say, "I never heard of this guy," and you see some of the stuff he did, you go, "Oh wow, he's pretty good." So now it's just like a popularity contest. Here's all the popular guys that have retired in the last 5 years that everybody remembers. So let's vote them all in, and everybody will be happy because they know everybody. And that's just the reason I'm not crazy about this class. Not that they don't deserve it.
No?
But, I don't like that format. Hey, they're recent. Our history only goes back to Super Bowl I, so let's get all these people in. No, there's a lot more to it.
I don't know. All these guys deserve it. I mean, I don't have the whole list in front of me of who I could have picked from. Drew Brees deserves it. Roger Craig's the only one that I'm not familiar with, but obviously Larry Fitzgerald is one of the greatest receivers of all time. Luke Kuechly, one of the best linebackers to ever play the game. And Adam Vinatieri, known for winning how many Super Bowls because of his foot? I mean, and he was a very consistent kicker throughout his playing career. So,
yeah.
How is Roger Craig just now getting in? Like, well, the fact that he could have been not in at all and never gotten in because of whatever the silly rule is crazy to me. But look, solid Hall of Fame class, a lot of great guys on this list. Dudes who are like top tier at their positions, each of them. Like Drew Brees is like one of the top 10 quarterbacks of all time, Randy. Larry Fitzgerald, a top 10 receiver of all time. Luke Kuechly, a top 10 linebacker. Adam Vinatieri, a top 10 kicker. This is a stat class, so I got no problem with it. Yeah, I mean, if they could have added a top 2 or 3 head coach, and Bill Belichick, I mean, this might have been one of the greatest classes of all time to get put in. Also, why do you only limit it to 5? Like, why can't you fit in a 5th or 6th guy if you got a Bill Belichick sitting there? Like, that's what I don't get.
Yeah, that makes no sense. Those are some of the things they should be changing, as well as meeting in person and doing everything face to face. Get all 50 of those guys together in one place and lock the door.
Also, then you put them in a ring with boxing gloves, and then you fight it out if you can't agree, and then the winner's pick gets to move on. That's how it should be.
Just some time ago, Fritz Pollard got into the Hall of Fame. That was long overdue. I mean, he was back in 1920. He was in the very first season of the NFL, and it wasn't until what was it? Was it 2005? I forget exactly what year that he was finally put in the Hall of Fame. But long overdue. I mean, these people deserve to be in there, and there should be no time limit on it. People need to know about people like the Nesser brothers with the Columbus Triangles back in the early days of the NFL. I mean, you had five or six brothers that all played on one team, and it's just ridiculous that they put a limit of either the number of people. It should be up to 7 players. So yeah, they could have put in Bill Belichick this year. That makes no sense. So they do need to make some changes in how they do their business.
I know we talked about it a little last week. Do you think the cheating affects it?
It might have. I think there's some people that are not going to vote for him regardless of whether it's his first year, second year of eligibility. So yeah, some people just don't like him.
I mean, to me, look, he had, you take out that one season maybe that he was cheating, he still got more Super Bowls than a bunch of people. So
the one season that he got caught cheating.
Bam, there you go. And as we know with football, it's only cheating if you get caught.
That's right. That's right.
And then the rules change.
All right, so let's go on to some other honorees from the NFL.
Yeah, what do we got? We got a lot.
Most valuable player, Matthew Stafford. Well deserved. I was happy with that. Coach of the year, Mike Vrabel, Patriots head coach. Did you see this? Did you see when he got inducted? Tiffany Haddish was the presenter. I wish somebody would have told her how to pronounce his name because she mispronounced his name twice during his introduction. She kept saying Mike Verbal. And, you're on national TV. Everybody knows who Mike Vrabel is. Everybody knows how to pronounce his name. Couldn't somebody have taken her aside and go, this guy's name is pronounced Vrabel. Mike Vrabel. But no, she just was reading her thing there. And it's like they don't know what they're going to say until they get up there because they got to read the prompter. And I don't know. But that was a little annoying. Assistant coach of the year, Josh McDaniels, Patriots. Comeback player of the year, Christian McCaffrey. The first of 3 different awards for this guy during the night. 49ers running back. Should have been Aiden Hutchinson, but
yes.
No, let's give 3 to Christian McCaffrey.
This was the one that I had a big problem with because I was like, Aiden Hutchinson broke his leg. We all watched in horror as his leg got snapped in half, and he came back and he was a force this year. And no offense to McCaffrey, I'm not saying he didn't deserve it, but I'm just okay. You came back from Achilles or whatever. Like, okay, I think a broken leg's pretty substantial too. So I don't know. I thought that this was Hutchinson's. He should have got it. I think.
Right.
Christian McCaffrey's the sexier pick because he's a running back and he had all these great stats, and which he did. I'm not saying he didn't, but I think Hutchinson deserved it a lot more. Same with the protector of the year, where I thought that Penei Sewell, who is the best lineman in the NFL, come at me. I don't care. Yes, my Lions bias might be showing a little bit, but Penei Sewell, the moment he got into the face of Aaron Donald in his rookie year, that was me saying that was him saying, I am like not stepping down from anybody. And he's like the greatest offensive lineman. And the fact he didn't get protector of the year for Joe Tooney, no offense, but bro, Penei Sewell, like that offensive line without Penei Sewell was a lot different. So,
Travesty right there. All right. Offensive player of the year, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Jigba, he's awesome.
And Jigba.
Well deserved.
Yeah, even one of the guys, it was Barry Sanders and somebody else that were giving out this award, and one of the guys didn't know how to pronounce Njigba, but Barry Sanders did. He correctly said, no, it's pronounced like this. So Barry did his research. There's a lion for you. We do our research. Let's see. Here we go. Defensive player of the year, Myles Garrett, Browns defensive end. Yeah, you set a record, which tied Bubba Baker for 23 sacks in a season, which he'd already done before, but nobody counts that because some of his sacks were before stats were kept in that category. So whatever. But yeah, you knew he was going to get that award. Offensive rookie of the year. Oh, I practiced this one before. Teteroa McMillan. Yeah, we'll go with that. Panthers wide receiver, who I had never heard of before until NFL honors. I couldn't tell you.
I had no idea who he was. I watched that playoff game, and I don't remember his name at all.
Yeah. Defensive rookie of the year, Carson Schlesinger, Browns linebacker, another guy I've never heard of before. The moment of the year, Bears quarterback Caleb Williams' game-winning Hail Mary touchdown pass to DJ Moore versus the Packers. Yeah, okay, maybe. And protector of the year, Joe Tooney, Bears guard, should have been Penei Sewell. Let's see, the FedEx Air and Ground Players of the Year, Drake May, Patriots quarterback. And, oh, look, Christian McCaffrey gets another award. And so does Jackson Smith and Jigba. So, salute to service award, Christian McCaffrey again. Oh, my gosh. 49ers running back. The Art Rooney Sportsmanship Award. Bubba Baker, Cardinals safety. The Deacon Jones sack leader, Myles.
I think it's Buddha Garrett. Baker, not Bubba. Buddha Baker.
Buddha Baker. Okay. I looked at that before and I said, I got to remember to say Bubba, not Buddha, as I was reading it. But yeah, you're right. Buddha Baker. Let's see. Deacon Jones, sack award, Myles Garrett. Walter Payton, man of the year. Bobby Wagner of the Commanders, linebacker. And NFL fan of the year, Edward Callahan, Philadelphia Eagles fan. You know, last year was a Lions fan that was the fan of the year. Let's see. The Jim Brown Award went to James Cook, running back for the Bills. And then finally, there was the Don Shula High School Coaches of the Year. There was Dave Ettinger from Garden City High School. I don't know where Garden City is. What state is that in? They wouldn't even tell you. They just told the high school. And there was Dylan Smith, Palisades Charter High School. I assume that's in California, but I don't know because they didn't put that in there. Wasn't there? I missed the flag football players of the year. A couple of kids, Bryson Wright and Ava Rotundi. They were the flag football players of the year. And let's see. Yeah, that's it for NFL honors. Was there anything that stood out to you? NFL honors other than what we already talked about?
Not really. I don't know. I figured that I was just watching for some of the awards, especially for the Lions guys who were up for it. And then I saw the next morning that Stafford won MVP. So good for Stafford. Surprised that it was as close as it was.
Yeah, only like two votes.
I think it was like one vote. I saw somewhere that said it was like 24-23. I don't think it should have been that close. I don't think Drake May was anywhere near as impressive as what Stafford did, but that's just me. Whatever. Maybe a little biased because I've always liked Matt Stafford. Well deserved after 17 seasons. Unbelievable what Matt Stafford's done. And I thought it was a really great moment. All the videos around him and his girls, taking
them all up on stage
awesome. With him. Yeah, and even if you saw some of the behind the scenes stuff where he found out before the awards show from the girls' video to message for him, and he saw that, and it was really touching and made me tear up. My wife was like, "Are you crying?" And I was like, "Yeah, Maddie Stafford and those girls, man, they get me every time."
If your wife ever asks you if you're crying, you say no.
No, it's 2026, Randy. It's not the Stone Age.
I'm sorry. For me, it's still the 1960s.
Wow.
Okay, and we do know a few of the teams that are going to be playing in some of the international games. We gave the whole list last week on the show, but we do know now that in the Rio de Janeiro game, the Cowboys are going to be the home team for that one. We found out that the Melbourne, Australia game is going to feature the 49ers and the Rams, and the game in Paris is going to feature the Saints. I've heard that the Browns are going to be their opponent, but they haven't, I haven't seen a graphic from the NFL confirming that yet. So, but those are the only ones that we know of the 9 international games so far. And those will all be trickling out over the next couple of weeks.
And then we talked about it a little bit last week, but it was made official that the Raiders are hiring Clint Kubiak as their next head coach. So now all the head coaching vacancies are all white. I mean, all filled up. So
I think he had his press conference today. Isn't that right?
Did he? Okay.
He was supposed to have a press conference.
Then he's got to fly back out to go to the Seattle's
victory parade.
Victory tour, I'm sure. Their parade, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Since we're not doing a NFL picks video this week, we've got the final numbers for everything except for one guy. I apologize to Firebird DW. I guess he's made his picks the last couple weeks, and I have not been able to find them. I still can't find them. You said you saw them, but then you couldn't find them again. So I don't know where he posted these. Sure. They weren't. I looked in the chat, the actual chat from each of the videos, and I looked on the community tab and anywhere that I know to look for these things. So I apologize. We don't have his correct final numbers for the playoffs. We didn't, the last 2 weeks, 2 games, we didn't. Couldn't find them, but anyway, you've got the results for everybody.
Yeah, I got the results right here, guys. If for those of you watching live right now, if you're not familiar with it, we do a live show, or we were doing a live show every Wednesday night during the NFL season, where we did weekly NFL picks, and for the playoffs, we kind of reset. And last week, obviously, a bunch of us got the Seahawks right, but Jimmy and B. Lewis picked the Patriots. I forget who Firebird DW picked, but I'm pretty sure he put in his picks. But like Dad said, we just couldn't find it. But overall, shout out to Royce Viking Wax Press in the chat for tying with my buddy Mike Dolph as the top dogs in the playoff records. They went 11-2 the whole postseason. Dad, you, myself, and Leonard all went 10-3. C-Dog, Hawkeye 07, 9-4. Dale, you went 8-5 throughout the playoffs. B. Lewis went 7-6 with Aaron and Cringe. And then we had a few guys who didn't do all the picks, or at least Rainey didn't keep it all the way. But Jimmy, V-Berry, Firebird DW, Mr. Nosy Honor, and Terrence, thank you all for playing along during the postseason. And guys, next year when we hit the NFL season, join us every week for live picks. It's a lot of fun. We go through the NFL games and
we pick every game all
season long. Every game, all 200 and whatever.
Yeah, I forget how many it was this year, but yeah, we do every game every week. No point spread. It's just winner, loser. That's it. Just who are the winners this week, and been doing that for about 8 years now too. So.
Yeah. It's fun having the chat there. That's been a fun addition, having the live chat and everybody making that show. So now I'm sure we'll tweak it a little bit going into next year. I'm sure there's some things we'll do a little different, like we always do, make it a little better for everybody. So,
Okay. We got some college news to talk about. FCS North Dakota State, the Bisons, are joining the FBS Mountain West Conference in 2026 as a football-only team. Previously, they were in the FCS Missouri Valley Conference, and they're going to have to pay, get this, $12 million to the Mountain West Conference for the privilege of joining their conference, plus another $5 million to the NCAA for moving from the FCS to the FBS level. So that's $17 million they got to pay out just to make this move. North Dakota State has won 10 of the past 15 FCS championships. So I guess they felt it was time to move up. Most recently, they won the title in 2024. So now there are 10 teams in the Mountain West Conference. You've got Air Force, Hawaii, Nevada, New Mexico, North Dakota State, Northern Illinois, which just left the MAC this year to join that conference next year, San Jose State, UNLV, UTEP, and Wyoming. And you look at this map and you see North Dakota State way up there at the top, and you see Northern Illinois over by Lake Michigan. So those are the two new teams, and they're football only. So yeah, it doesn't really fit with the geographics of all the other teams being on the western side of the country. And now you've got these two kind of right in the middle of the country as part of the Mountain West. So I don't know. But they got 10 teams.
The college football landscape's messed up. You look at a map of these conferences, like the Big Ten, you got 4 teams in California on the west West Coast, and then it's a mess. It's just a mess. It's all where the money's at, Randy.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't like it, but yeah, that's the way it is. All right, got some news out of the European Football Association. They announced, I guess, was on their is it Alliance? Yeah. European Football Alliance. They announced that they're going to have 7 teams in 2026. Madrid Bravos, Paris Musketeers, Munich Ravens, Frankfurt Galaxy, Nordic Storm, Raiders Triol, Prague Lions. These are all former ELF teams. When we were looking for this graphic, or for some kind of graphic to put up here before the show, I found their post from January where they said they were going to have 9 teams in the EFA. So now they're down to 7. I don't know what happened to the other 2 teams, but I guess the rest of these teams are going to be in the ELF, or maybe that other league. There's a third league over there that's starting up. I don't know how they're going to divide these.
I'm not going to believe anything from these Euro leagues until they kick off. It's such a mess between what teams are in, what teams are out. The ELF's website still has all these teams in there. You want to talk about a racket. European football is a racket right now. Good Lord.
Yeah. Got one story from the Canadian Football League. Free agency began at noon today in the Canadian Football League. So you look on their website, they got a list of who all are free agents on each one of the teams. And, they've got a free agent tracker that you can track, who's moving where, who's staying, and all that good stuff. But yeah, free agency in the Canadian Football League began at noon today. So that's going on 5 hours ago. I haven't kept up on any of the action, but be keeping an eye on that.
We'll talk about it next week. Oh, wait.
We'll talk about that in a couple months when we come back.
Yeah.
Let's see. Little news out of the AF1. The Albany Firebirds teased their new uniform. Now, is this going to be their standard home uniform, or is this is like an alternate uniform? I don't know.
That's what I don't know. I remember watching their coaches show where they said that they were making some changes and that they couldn't quite do some of the colors. So I'm wondering if this is the primary. This is the first one they showed, because they can't do the whole, like what they had last year, which was a great uniform with the stuff on there. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm not crazy about the Firebirds being in gray, so I was hoping this was an alternate, but we'll have to wait and see. They're going to have new helmets, so we'll just have to wait and see. But from these little teases, it doesn't look too bad. And I did try to get George Bradford, the owner of the Arsenal, to send me some stuff. He hasn't yet, but he at least acknowledged that maybe we'll be able to get some teasing out there soon for the Arsenal. So
yeah, well, I'm sure Under Armour has got their own ideas on what they want to do and whatnot. So,
and I'm sure they got restrictions too on what they can and can't do with their uniforms.
Yeah.
I don't know if they got like certain templates they got to follow or how that would work, but look, I think they'll look great at the end of the day. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, he says, Slasher says Under Armour has simple designs. So I think for the first year, I don't know, maybe we'll see how they expand after year 1, but as long as it's a nice, clean look, I'm all for it. I think some of the looks were all over the map the last few years in arena football. So just clean it up a little bit. I like the simple stripes, classic look. So I'm just like, I'll wait and see what the Firebirds do with that helmet, because that gray uniform, I'm not sure about yet.
Yeah, I from what I can see right there, I don't like the color schemes for for the Firebirds, but they just better not mess with the helmet for the Washington Wolfpack. That's all I got to say.
That's very true. The Wolfpack got that class. I don't think they would deviate too far from that one. That's an all timer
Yeah.
right there.
Yep, absolutely. Let's see. Oh, one last thing that we're going to talk about here before we do our typically end of show stuff. Adam is finally going to reveal the
Oh,
logos that were used in the live animation that we do before and at the end of every show, where you've got the word live, and then you've got all the different styles of the letter L, I, V, and E. And we did this for our 400th show back last summer, and he he asked people to try and get see who could guess how many they could pick out of these. I went through and I could maybe figure out half of them, but wasn't very good. So let's go through the list. For the L, you had the USFL logo. You had the NFL, an L from the NFL logo, the LA Wildcats of the XFL, the current Detroit Lions L. You had one from LSU, the University of Louisiana Monroe, and Lafayette, which is an
mhm.
FCS team. For the I, you had Indiana, Detroit Lions of the 90s, Super Bowl III, Super Bowl VI, the UIF logo, which, boy, you were really digging deep for that one. But
Oh heck yeah.
and then you had the Idaho Vandals and Illinois for the I.
Hmm.
Excuse me. And then for the V, you had the Vegas Vipers of the XFL. Wasn't that your team one year when they
Oh
were
yeah.
out?
Oh
That was
yeah.
your team. Okay. The Louisiana Voodoo of the AFL, the Washington Valor of the AFL, Villanova, Vermont Catamounts. Boy, you got me with that one.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, that one,
Um,
let's see, there it is right there. If you look, that's the V.
okay. Hmm.
So that's the Catamounts right there.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I
Then
had to
you
find a
had
really obscure one.
it sure was, man. I had no idea. Then you had the University of Virginia and the Tampa Bay Vipers. Uh, that was another, what was XFL, or what was the
Yeah, that
Vipers?
was the Tampa Bay Vipers were the first year of the XFL.
Okay, the newer XFL. All right, then for the letter E, you had the Spokane Empire of the IFL. I don't remember them either. The Farivar Enthroners of the European League of Football. The Arena Football League original logo. It took an E from that. The Philadelphia Eagles, Eastern Michigan University, East Texas State University, and the Memphis Express of the AAF in 2019. And we actually went down there and saw a game of the Memphis Express. And they played the San Diego Fleet. I guess it was that we went down there to see that. So, yeah, good time was had by all at that point.
I can't hear you, Randy. I can't tell if it's on my end or if it's your chat. Chat, if you can hear both of us, then maybe it's just my earbuds or something happened because like
Hmm.
everything just went quiet all of a sudden.
Yeah,
This is
no,
the beauty about doing stuff live.
I
You
can
can hear me? Okay.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Then maybe it's just me. Maybe I'll just back out for a second. Nobody's saying
Okay.
anything in the chat, so maybe it's just my headphones aren't working. So give
Okay.
me 2 seconds. I'll back out and come back in.
Okay.
So I'll let
Yeah.
you
Well, he's doing.
talk to the lovely people, Randy.
I'll
Oh
do
yeah, he
that.
said Slasher says audio is good for both. So yeah, so something just happened with my headphones. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna be right back.
Okay. Yeah. While he's doing that, I got to upload the graphics for the next segment. We're going to be talking about birthdays and anniversaries. So I've got to, you just give me 1 minute here. I've got to add. See, I haven't had to do this before. He normally Adam does all this, but he's asked me to grab all these graphics for the obituaries and the um, birthdays, because I do all that research. So there's my birthday graphic, and then I've got 3 obituaries today. Where is it? I know. This is great television. Image file, and I'm going to take that one there. All right, only got 2 more to go. Image file. Where is that? Okay, there's that one. And the last one. Okay. Yeah, I had some really good graphics for one of the guys. He played up in the CFL and in the NFL, and he won a Super Bowl and a Grey Cup. And I found a couple of great cards. Royce, you would appreciate this. Um, I found a couple of cards from Canada that showed him playing for his Canadian teams, but the graphics were so small they would have come out really grainy if we tried to show them. So we didn't do that. But maybe if we have time, we'll try and show them later on. So as soon as Adam gets back, we'll continue with more of this. You know what? I'm gonna have to do something I don't like to do. I'm gonna put this on. Let's look at some of the chat. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, sausage. Get to see the sausage being made. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay, what I
Can you
missed?
hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, something happened with my headphones connecting to my computer, so it just took me a second to reset everything. It's all good. Hopefully, you didn't bore anybody with any boring stories, but something
Oh
about this
no,
made.
no, they got to watch me go and get the graphics for the birthdays and anniversaries.
Oh no, that's gonna be
And
terrible to go back and watch.
yeah.
But I see you were able
All
to
right.
pick names out of the chat. That's a learning experience for me, Randy.
I got one. Yeah, but I couldn't see it. It's too small for my eyes.
Oh, did you get real close to the?
Yes, I did. I probably.
Oh,
Hopefully, I
no.
wasn't that bad.
God, now I have to go back and rewatch it and clip it out probably.
All right, we're going on to today's birthdays for February 10th. Defensive back Ty Law turns 52 years old today. He played his college football at Michigan. He was the 23rd overall pick in the 1995 NFL draft by the New England Patriots. He played 15 NFL seasons. He was with the Patriots from 95 to 2004. He was with the Jets in 2005. He played for the Kansas City Chiefs in 2006 and 2007. He was with the Jets in 2008, the Denver Broncos in 2009, and he won 3 Super Bowls with the Patriots, and he was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2019. All right, so now we've got 3 obituaries to talk about today. This is where we take a moment and we honor those who've made the world of football a better place. The first one is a big one. Sonny Jurgensen, a quarterback in the NFL for 18 seasons, has passed away at the age of 91. Jurgensen played college football at Duke and was selected in the 4th round of the 1957 NFL draft by the Philadelphia Eagles. He played for the Eagles from 1957 to 1963 and won an NFL title with the Eagles in 1960. He also played for the Washington Redskins from 1964 to 1974. Jurgensen was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1983, and he was famous. Look this up on YouTube, folks. The behind the back pass that he threw. I think he actually threw one in a game. He was famous for doing them in practice. Yeah, throwing a ball from behind his back to a receiver. But I think he actually did one in a game one time. So look that up on YouTube. That's pretty fascinating. And that's it for that obituary. Do you want to read the next one? Or do you want me to just keep going?
Because in my notes you only gave me this obituary, so I don't have the last one you have, and you didn't upload a picture of Sonny Jurgensen. We have 2 pictures of Barry Wilburn. Which one do you want?
Oh, sorry. Probably the one that says number 3. Yeah, I was telling people about this. This was one of the cards that I wanted to show, but it shows him playing for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, but he also played for Winnipeg and BC. But the card is so small that I didn't think it would be good. So use the other one. I've got that one.
All right.
That's a much better graphic.
All right. Our next obituary is that of Barry Wilburn, a defensive back of the NFL and the Canadian Football League, has passed away in a house fire at the age of 62. Wilburn played college football at Ole Miss and was selected in the 8th round of the 1985 NFL draft by the Washington Redskins. He signed with the Redskins and played for the team from 1985 to 1989, winning Super Bowl 22 with the team. He also played for the Cleveland Browns in 1992, the Saskatchewan Roughriders of the CFL in 93, and the CFL's BC Lions in 1994, where he won a Grey Cup title. He then returned to the NFL and played for the Philadelphia Eagles in 1995 and 1996, and then finished his playing career back in the CFL with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in 1999.
Yeah, I found a couple of different graphics that were so cool, but the Canadian ones just weren't good quality. And you're always about, oh, you sent me one that was terrible quality. I need better,
Yep. Yep.
better
I
resolution,
run a
this
tight
and that.
ship.
So, yeah,
Yep.
so that was a good picture of him there. Anyway, the last obituary, Tracy Scroggins of the Detroit Lions, a linebacker in the NFL for 10 seasons, has passed away at the age of 56. Scroggins played college football at Tulsa and was selected in the second round of the 1992 NFL Draft by the Detroit Lions. He played his entire career with the Lions from 1992 to 2001. I remember Tracy Scroggins. You said you vaguely remember him.
Yep.
You were kind of young, but he retired the year before the Lions moved to Ford Field in 2002. So he goes back to the Silverdome days. But boy, he was a fantastic linebacker for 10 years with that team. And I remember watching him play. He's a great player for Detroit. And
I remember the name a lot.
yeah, from what I read, they said that he passed away as a result of CTE, but um, you can't really diagnose that until after you're dead and they take your brain out and they look at it and they say, oh yeah, you got CTE. But I guess he was showing symptoms of that sort of thing, concussions and whatnot over the course of his career. So that may be, eventually what they say, but I just thought it was a little too early to say that right now without, knowing, an official diagnosis or whatever. But anyway, Tracy Scroggins, gone way too soon at the age of 56.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, see you, Sea-Dog. We're about to head out too. So
yep. See you. Let's see. Upcoming events calendar. Thursday, February 26th through March 1st is the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. We need to go to that one of these years and watch some of that. Maybe talk to somebody, get some press passes or something.
I was going to say
they are letting fans go to that now.
Well, Randy, we are more than just fans. Come on now. We are media, sir.
We're super fans.
Oh, yeah. We have 1,000 YouTube subscribers, don't you know? I'd be walking around with my little badge like in Wayne's World. So.
Yeah, that's right. Backstage passes. Let's see. Saturday, March 7th, the National Arena League regular season begins. On March 14th, that's a Saturday, the IFL regular season begins.
March 7th Friday, for the National Arena League.
Yeah, I did say March 7th.
You said 14th.
And then a week later, March 14th for the IFL. And then Friday, March 27th, the UFL regular season begins. Friday, April 10th, the AF1 regular season begins. And so we'll definitely be back by then. I'm not sure how long we're going to be taking off for the next few weeks or whatever. At least 3 weeks, if not more. I don't know. But yeah, we're going to regear, probably redo the sets. I just bought a new light fixture yesterday to replace the one here, so I get a little more light. And but I might change things here in the room and point things in a different direction. I don't know, but we're going to be doing some things. We'll be doing some work with the Arsenal. So we're going to have more episodes of Inside the Arsenal coming up as more things leak out to us from the ownership group and the coaches, and getting ready for the AF1 season, which we are really looking forward to.
Yep.
And other than
all that stuff,
that's everything for this week. Unless you got something else.
Nah, keep an eye out. I don't know if Royce is still in the chat, but Royce and I are going to be getting together a few times to do our logo ranking videos. We got the NAL logos starting to line up. We're going to have a third person on that one from the National Arena League to talk logos with us. So that should be a lot of fun. Just got to schedule it with you, Royce. So I'll be in your DMs. I think we're going to do it the IFL with Trey from Off the Wall. I believe that is the plan. And then we'll have AF1 with you, Randy. And then maybe him and I'll just do the Arena League, talk those logos. So I got those videos kind of in the works. I've been debating on doing another Super Bowl artist video for next year. 5 artists that should play next year's Super Bowl, but we'll see. I definitely know my wife wants me not to be on the computer as much with this time off, as we call it. But we'll have a few videos here and there, and I don't know what you're going to come out with. So I'm sure I'll edit something from you.
I've got a possible interview to do with a guy, and we'll come up with some other stuff. We're not going to be totally going away, but we won't be doing this weekly live show on Tuesdays for the next few weeks, and we'll let you know when we're coming back. And stay safe, everybody. Don't worry, football will be back around before you know it. Not NFL, but all the other kinds of football that are going to be coming up here in the next month or two.
Another thing I know we're going to have in the pipeline is our yearly talk with Trey, probably doing the IFL preview. Maybe we'll do that live. I don't know. I haven't talked to Trey about it officially yet, but I'm just going to throw it out there. But probably do like some league.
Do we want to have Trey on live? No.
I mean, Trey's a loose cannon, I know, but you know, it's all about them clicks. But
yeah,
we'll have stuff coming. I'm excited, but it's also nice to we're gonna chill, recenter, and figure out some new stuff. If there's stuff you guys want to see from us, let us know. Drop it in the comments. Obviously, DM us. Let us know what kind of content you guys would love to see coming up. Yeah, that's exactly what my wife says, Royce. This time off sounds busy to her. So
yeah, it'll just be a different busy. But we'll be working behind the scenes, but we're always trying to keep our finger on the pulse of everything going on in the world of football. Just like that guy at the NFL Honor said. If you haven't seen that short, check that out. That was a big surprise.
Yeah. I mean, I got a clip of Jeff Fisher saying the world of football too. Maybe I'll turn that into a short.
Yeah.
From that Kentucky Barrels podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Hey guys, look, I see that Dale says he loves the show. He'll miss it. Can't wait for us to come back. Enjoy our time off. Guys, we have a backlog of videos and podcasts. If you need your world of football fix, go back and listen to some of our old episodes. I'm sure you'll find some shenanigans. And I mean, we got other content from other stuff we've done. You guys can enjoy in our time off. And like Dad said, there'll be some stuff here and there. We're not totally going away. It's just the scheduled live shows are pretty much just gonna, especially this podcast, we're just gonna take a break. So we won't be out on Tuesdays, but we'll be around.
Right.
Who knows? Maybe people are gonna call us, Randy, to be on their shows. So let's see. Now that we're available.
Well, you know, like we say at the top of the show, right now we've got over 760 videos on our YouTube channel. Here's a little homework for you folks. Go and check out at least 100 of them. Check out some of our shorts. Check out some of our
comment,
have Brave Will Travel episodes. Some of our travel logs. Check out the video where we went to the Grey Cup last year. You'll like that. That was so cool. I still can't believe we did that. It was such a good time.
Roy says those history lessons are great. Watch a few of those, Dale.
Yep, there you go. So you've got your homework. You got a lot of videos you can watch between now and the time we come back. So guess we need to close this out. That's all the time we've got for this week, folks. Don't forget to check out our World of Football merchandise at teepublic.com. That's teepublic.com for the latest in football-related T-shirts, hats, mugs, and more from our merch store. And remember, folks, some people may love football more than we do, but nobody, and I mean nobody, loves more football than the two of us guys sitting here in Kalamazoo, thawing out from the last blizzard, talking about football. Join us again next week. Well, no, you can't join us again next week. Join us again in a few weeks when we'll try and do a better job. I still don't think we can do it even after a couple weeks break. Until then, I'm Randy Snow.
I'm Adam Snow. Yep. Stick keep a close eye on those socials and the YouTube tab. We'll post when the first live show or our first podcast will be back up and running. So we'll see you guys. Take care, and football will be back. Don't you worry.
Go Lions.
Go Lions. It's not that show, but yeah, go Lions. 0-0, Randy, to start 2026. Let's go.
That's right.
Thanks again for checking out this edition of This Week in the World of Football. New episodes of the show are posted every Tuesday and can be found wherever good podcasts are available. You can find the World of Football on Facebook, X, Instagram, and Threads by searching for TWOF Kalamazoo or using the links in the episode description below. Be sure to subscribe to the World of Football on YouTube for more great football-related content. Just search for the World of Football Kalamazoo or use the handle @TheWorldOfFootball to find us. Remember, every like, comment, and subscription really does help us out, and we appreciate you for that support. We hope to see you again next time.